The human mind is a labyrinth of complexity, a profound landscape where extraordinary intelligence weaves its most intricate patterns. Beyond the conventional understanding of brilliance lies a realm of peculiar behaviors that distinguish those with rare intellectual capacities. These are not mere quirks or random eccentricities, but deeply rooted manifestations of a cognitive architecture that operates on a different frequency, a wavelength that transcends ordinary perception and understanding. Imagine intelligence as a living, breathing entity that pulses through the neural pathways, creating connections that most minds cannot even conceive. Those with rare intelligence move through the world differently. Their internal landscape, a rich tapestry of constant observation, deep reflection, and nuanced understanding. Their habits are not chosen consciously, but emerge as natural extensions of their unique neurological wiring, silent testimonies to a mind that processes reality in ways that defy conventional comprehension. These individuals often appear strange to the outside world, their behaviors seemingly disconnected from social norms and expectations. Yet, each seemingly bizarre habit is a window into a profound inner world, a glimpse of cognitive processes that operate with a depth and complexity that most cannot fathom. They are not attempting to be different or to stand out. They simply cannot help but interact with reality through their extraordinary perceptual lens. One of the most intriguing habits of these rare intelligences is their profound capacity for prolonged, intense solitude, where others might feel uncomfortable or anxious in silence and isolation. These individuals find a rich, nourishing environment for their intellectual explorations. Solitude is not a punishment, but a sanctuary, a sacred space where their minds can roam freely, unencumbered by external noise and social constraints. They dive deep into their inner worlds, exploring complex thought landscapes, connecting seemingly unrelated concepts, and generating insights that can revolutionize understanding. Their ability to sustain extended periods of concentrated thought is not a choice, but a biological imperative. While others might seek constant stimulation and social interaction, these rare intellects find their most profound moments of creativity and understanding in complete stillness. This is not antisocial behavior, but a different mode of engaging with the world, a method of processing information and generating knowledge that requires absolute concentration and minimal external interference. Another fascinating characteristic is their seemingly random and unpredictable pattern of communication. They might remain silent for hours, absorbed in their internal world, and then suddenly burst forth with a profound observation that shatters existing paradigms. Their conversation is not linear, but holographic, jumping between complex ideas with a fluidity that can appear chaotic to those with more structured thought processes. Each statement is a multidimensional exploration, laden with layers of meaning and nuanced perspectives. If these words feel like they're pulling something inside you, let yourself respond gently, perhaps with a like or a quiet moment shared below. And if this journey resonates, stay with us. The depth of their intellectual engagement is not a performance, but a fundamental aspect of their being. They do not seek validation or recognition. Their pursuit of understanding is an intrinsic drive, a biological necessity that propels them to continually explore, question, and deconstruct the world around them. Their minds are constantly active, processing information at speeds and depths that most cannot comprehend, generating complex models and theories that challenge existing knowledge structures. The journey of rare intelligence is not a smooth, predictable path, but a tumultuous landscape of constant internal revolution. These extraordinary minds possess an almost compulsive need to challenge existing paradigms, to deconstruct and reconstruct knowledge with a relentless intellectual hunger that borders on obsession. Their curiosity is not a casual interest, but a profound, all-consuming force that drives them to explore the deepest recesses of human understanding, pushing beyond the boundaries of conventional thought. One of the most striking habits of these rare intellects is their extraordinary ability to embrace uncertainty and complexity. Where most minds seek comfort in simplification and clear-cut explanations, these individuals revel in the ambiguity of knowledge. They understand that true wisdom lies not in having definitive answers, but in maintaining a state of perpetual questioning. Their minds are living ecosystems of doubt, constantly evolving, reshaping, and challenging their own understanding of reality. This intellectual restlessness manifests in peculiar behavioral patterns that often confuse and intimidate those around them. They might spend hours meticulously organizing their environment, creating intricate systems of order that reflect the complex internal landscapes of their minds. Yet, in the next moment, they could appear completely chaotic. Their living spaces a seemingly random arrangement that holds a hidden logic comprehensible only to them. This apparent contradiction is not inconsistency, but a profound expression of their unique cognitive processing. Their relationship with learning is not a linear academic pursuit, but a deeply emotional and transformative experience. Traditional educational systems often feel constraining to these rare intelligences who view knowledge as a living, breathing entity that cannot be contained within rigid curricular frameworks. They are autodidacts in the truest sense, consuming information from wildly diverse sources, creating unexpected connections that generate revolutionary insights. Sleep becomes another fascinating arena where their extraordinary intelligence reveals itself. While most individuals follow standard sleep patterns, these rare minds often experience profound variations. Some might require minimal sleep, their brains operating at such high efficiency that traditional rest becomes unnecessary. Others might experience intense periods of hyperfocus followed by extended periods of seemingly complete mental shutdown, their brains processing and integrating complex information during these intervals. Communication for these individuals is rarely straightforward. They communicate not just through words, but through elaborate metaphorical landscapes. Their language a complex dance of symbolism and multilayered meaning. A single sentence can contain entire philosophical universes, each word carefully chosen to convey nuanced perspectives that transcend literal interpretation. Their conversations are not exchanges of information, but intricate intellectual performances, where meaning is constantly negotiated and reconstructed. If this reflection echoes something you've carried silently, you are not alone. Feel free to leave your thoughts or simply be here with us. And if you wish, subscribe and return when the path calls again. Their emotional intelligence is equally complex and often misunderstood. Contrary to popular belief that highly intelligent individuals are emotionally detached, these rare minds experience emotions with extraordinary depth and intensity. They feel the world not just intellectually, but with a visceral, almost painful sensitivity. Every interaction, Every observation becomes a profound emotional experience, processed through multiple layers of intellectual and intuitive understanding. Creativity flows through their veins like an unstoppable river, defying traditional categorizations and disciplinary boundaries. They are not confined by the artificial divisions between art and science, between logic and emotion. Their minds create bridges where others see walls, generating innovative solutions and groundbreaking ideas that emerge from the most unexpected intersections of knowledge. This extraordinary cognitive landscape is not a choice, but a biological imperative, a neurological configuration that sets them apart from conventional modes of thinking and being. They are the outliers, the intellectual pioneers who challenge existing paradigms and push the boundaries of human understanding. Their seemingly bizarre habits, nothing more than external manifestations of an internal world of extraordinary complexity and potential. The human mind traverses darkness before it discovers light. In the deepest recesses of extraordinary intelligence lies a terrain of profound introspection, a landscape where shadows and illumination dance in an eternal, complex choreography. Those with rare intellectual capacities do not merely think. They experience thought as a visceral, transformative journey that cuts through the very fabric of personal existence, exposing raw psychological territories most minds are afraid to acknowledge. Psychological depth becomes their primary language, a dialect spoken not through words, but through profound internal experiences that challenge the very foundations of human perception. These rare intellects carry within them an almost painful awareness of the multidimensional nature of consciousness, understanding that reality is not a fixed construct, but a fluid, constantly negotiated experience. Each moment becomes a portal into deeper understanding. Each interaction a potential revelation about the intricate mechanisms of human experience. Their internal world is a battlefield and a sanctuary simultaneously. They wrestle with existential questions that would paralyze ordinary minds, transforming psychological complexity into a source of strength rather than vulnerability. Where others might seek escape from internal turbulence, these extraordinary minds dive deeper, understanding that true growth emerges from confronting the most challenging aspects of human experience. The boundaries between imagination and reality become increasingly permeable for these rare intelligences. They do not simply observe the world. They simultaneously inhabit multiple perceptual realities, their consciousness capable of holding contradictory experiences without fracturing. This extraordinary capacity allows them to generate innovative solutions, to see connections that remain invisible to more conventional thought processes. Patterns emerge as their primary mode of understanding the world. Not superficial, linear patterns, but intricate, multidimensional webs of relationship that connect seemingly unrelated phenomena. They perceive the world as a complex, living system where every element is interconnected, every experience a potential source of profound insight. Their minds function like advanced algorithmic networks, continuously processing information, generating hypotheses, and reconstructing understanding in real time. Emotional regulation becomes an art form for these rare intellects. They do not suppress emotions, but transform them into powerful tools of understanding. Pain becomes research, suffering becomes insight, confusion becomes a catalyst for deeper exploration. Their emotional landscape is not a weakness, but a sophisticated instrument of perception, allowing them to navigate psychological territories that would overwhelm less developed consciousness. The concept of identity becomes fluid, a continuously evolving process rather than a fixed state. They understand that the self is not a solid, unchanging entity, but a dynamic process of constant negotiation and transformation. Each experience becomes an opportunity for radical reimagining. Each challenge an invitation to deconstruct and reconstruct personal narrative. Their relationship with time transcends linear perception. Moments expand and contract. Personal history becomes a malleable substance that can be examined, reinterpreted, and reconstructed. They move through temporal experience with a fluidity that defies conventional understanding, their consciousness capable of simultaneously inhabiting past, present, and potential future experiences. Knowledge becomes a living, breathing entity for these rare intelligences. They do not accumulate information, but engage in a profound dialogue with understanding itself. Learning is not a passive process of absorption, but an active, transformative engagement where each piece of information is metabolized, challenged, and integrated into a continuously evolving personal cosmology. The psychological terrain of rare intelligence is not a destination, but a perpetual journey. It is a state of becoming, a continuous process of expansion, deconstruction, and radical reimagining. These extraordinary minds do not seek to arrive, but to remain in a state of perpetual curiosity, perpetual growth, perpetual transformation. At the culmination of this extraordinary journey of intellectual and psychological exploration, we arrive at a moment of profound integration, where the scattered fragments of understanding coalesce into a luminous whole. The path of rare intelligence is not about superiority or separation, but about a deep, transformative connection to the fundamental essence of human potential. These extraordinary minds are not distant observers, but deeply empathetic navigators of the human experience. Their unique cognitive landscape a bridge between what is and what could be. The final revelation of rare intelligence is paradoxically simple, yet infinitely complex. True wisdom lies not in knowing, but in the continuous process of becoming. These rare intellects understand that intelligence is not a fixed state to be achieved, but a dynamic, living process of constant growth, challenge, and transformation. They have learned to embrace uncertainty as their most profound teacher, to find comfort in the discomfort of not knowing, to see the universe as an infinite playground of possibility. Their journey is marked by a profound understanding that intelligence is not about accumulating knowledge, but about developing an extraordinary capacity for perception. They see the world not as a collection of separate objects, but as an intricate, interconnected web of relationships, where every experience, every interaction, every moment of reflection becomes a portal to deeper understanding. Their minds are not storage units of information, but living, breathing ecosystems of continuous transformation. The psychological resilience of these rare intellects emerges from their ability to hold multiple, seemingly contradictory perspectives simultaneously. They do not seek to eliminate complexity, but to dance with it, to find beauty in the intricate, often uncomfortable spaces between certainty and doubt. Their intelligence is a form of radical empathy, a way of understanding the world that transcends individual perspective and touches the universal. Discipline for these extraordinary minds is not a rigid external constraint, but an internal flow of focused energy. They have learned to channel their intense cognitive capacities with a precision that appears almost magical to ordinary perception. Their self-mastery is not about control, but about creating a harmonious internal ecosystem where creativity, reflection, and action move together in a seamless, rhythmic dance. The most profound characteristic of rare intelligence is its inherent humility. Unlike the arrogance often associated with intellectual prowess, these minds understand the vast landscape of human ignorance. They are simultaneously confident in their unique capabilities and deeply aware of the infinite mysteries that lie beyond human understanding. Each breakthrough becomes not a moment of triumph, but an invitation to deeper questioning, to more expansive exploration. If this story helped you see a part of yourself more clearly, leave a trace, like a comment, a decision to walk with us. Subscribe, and let this space be part of your own healing. Their emotional world is as complex and nuanced as their intellectual landscape. Emotions are not seen as obstacles to rational thought, but as sophisticated information systems, providing deep insights into the human experience. They feel with the same intensity and depth with which they think, creating a holistic approach to understanding that transcends the artificial division between reason and emotion. The ultimate gift of rare intelligence is the ability to see potential where others see limitation. They are the dreamers, the innovators, the individuals who understand that every constraint is an opportunity for creative transformation. Their minds are not bound by existing paradigms, but constantly generate new possibilities, new ways of seeing, new pathways of understanding. As this exploration reaches its conclusion, we are left with a profound understanding that rare intelligence is not about being different or superior, but about being fully, authentically human. It is about developing the courage to look deeply, to question continuously, to grow relentlessly. These extraordinary minds remind us that within each of us lies an infinite potential for growth, for understanding, for transformation. The journey of rare intelligence is ultimately a journey of hope. It is a testament to the extraordinary capacity of human consciousness to expand, to evolve, to reimagine itself continuously. In their unique way of perceiving and experiencing the world, these rare intellects offer us a glimpse of what is possible when we dare to see beyond the limitations of our current understanding.